Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take apart this large flat screen TV. Found it on garbage day, and unfortunately there is a large crack in the screen. And before I begin, I actually want to give a big shout out to a family member, Graham Rivard. Unfortunately, I read on Facebook a couple weeks ago he was playing his video games, got a little into it, and accidentally threw his controller and hit the TV and cracked it like this. So just want you to know, Graham, that it probably happens more than you think. So again, shout out to you. The nice thing about a TV is these are 100% scrappable or recycled material. I could bring this TV into a scrapyard as is and get electronic price. But before I do that, there is actually some real nice goodies inside. There is some gold, there is some copper, and there's other metals in there. And I also want to answer another question from one of my subscribers who asked if the larger the TV, the more gold content, and I would say yes to that. Every one of these flat screen TVs, either on the top or the bottom, has a really long circuit board that has gold on it. And the size of these, there's probably actually either two large circuit boards instead of one that goes all the way across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, show you the goodies. The nice thing about scrapping a TV as well is even after I take the gold strip out of there and the precious metals, I can still bring this into the scrapyard and get electronic price, which is great because there are other things in here that the processors will be able to take, like the plastic. If I was to just take the precious metals and the circuit boards and throw the rest in the garbage, unfortunately, we don't have the means here to process it further, so it would go in the landfill. Another option for people is you can, in this municipality, bring them to a electronic drop-off facility where they will be able to take these and divert them from the landfill as well. So there's two options. Okay, so very simple. Gonna take it apart. On the back, I'm gonna turn it over. There are a number of screws, and the nice thing about this is they actually have labeled for you with an arrow where the screws are. They go all around the TV. Okay, I've already, for the sake of this video, pulled most of them out. So I'm just gonna get the last one. I'll move this a little bit for you. Turn the camera, and there is one more that I still have to get. I am gonna keep this faceplate and the screw because once I'm done taking out the precious metals, I'm still gonna bring this into the scrapyard, and if I don't bring the back in, it's gonna go to the landfill, so I'm gonna leave it on. Just pops off, as you can see. And I'm revealing a couple really nice things here. So I've got a really nice circuit board here, and the circuit board has copper on it, copper spools. It has an aluminum heat sink. It has a nice transformer that has copper in it. It has two speakers. Some people will bring these speakers, sell them on eBay as parts. Some people will actually use them as magnet fishing. I have not done that yet with speakers, but I have done it with the magnets from microwaves. So I am interested in trying that. But as you can see on the bottom here, there are two nice circuit boards. Okay, and those circuit boards are going to contain gold. I'm going to get those in a second. First, I want to concentrate on the circuit board because, as I said, there is some copper. And the one thing about circuit boards is you want to check with your scrapyard when you bring them in. Some scrapyards will put all the circuit boards together and give you circuit board price. Some will categorize them into low grade, medium grade, high grade. The ones with gold are going to be high grade, so they're going to be priced a little bit better than your low grade, which would be circuit boards that have maybe a little bit of copper, a lot of steel, no precious metals. The scrapyard I go to in Sarnia gives me one price, and it's not great, so I definitely take off the copper and the aluminum from it, and I will separate it because it will be number 2 copper. And For some people who will look at this and argue that that's not really a lot of copper, I actually have another video on taking copper off circuit boards. It adds up nicely. I will put it into a bag. And as you can see here, this is just a bag of number 2 copper coming from those types of electronics and motors. And this bag is 9 pounds. Currently, this is number 2 copper, which will go for $3.50 Canadian. So it definitely adds up. Okay, so I definitely am gonna take that off, and it's very easy to do. I'm actually gonna put safety glasses on, and I'm just gonna turn this to show you that. I'm gonna take a pry bar, and all I'm gonna do is actually just put it underneath, bend it, pop it up. Okay, it comes off. So that has metal around it to get the copper out. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hit it with a hammer. There is a little bit of steel around it and plastic. As you can see, it comes out, and I just unravel the copper. All right, so there you go. It's a spool of copper. Again, I just added it into a bag, and it is number 2 copper, which is great. There is also a transformer on here, a small one, that I'm gonna take. Okay, and I just, again, use a pry bar, just gonna pop it up. Sometimes you gotta cut. There's a couple little cables to it. All right, so there is a nice thing of copper in here. There is a category at scrapyards for transformers, so I could leave this as is, put it into my transformers. They're currently 15 cents a pound Canadian. This is definitely not a pound, but they add up. But because there is a nice spool of copper that you can see in there, I'm actually gonna break this steel off here, or this magnetic casing, just to get that copper out, and I will put that into my number 2 bag. Okay, but it's 2 options. There's also a small aluminum heat sink right here that I'm gonna pop off. These are currently, once I take the steel out of them, okay, I just pop it up. There it is. There is a little bit of steel, okay? But clean aluminum like this would be about 40 cents a pound. I do have to remove the screw, which I'm gonna do right now. And what's nice about these aluminum heat sinks is that they have little, I'm gonna get it off right now, little attachments. And these attachments actually also have copper inside of them, okay? And what I do, just gonna finish getting it off here. What I actually do is I put these little connectors here into a bag, and I will separate them, but they will have number 2 copper as well on these, okay? So they connect to aluminum heat sinks. So copper is everywhere. This plate here is steel, but if I pop it up, just to look underneath of it, there is another chip right there, and you can kind of see there is a little, I'm gonna turn this camera, sorry. There is a little gold right there. There's also a crystal oscillator. These have a little bit of silver in them. Okay, so I'm gonna take that out just using a hammer and a flat head screwdriver. I'm gonna put it underneath. Hopefully you can see that. So I need a flat head right here and a hammer. And all I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put it underneath, slide it underneath, and just hit it. Okay, comes off. There you go. And there is actually, if I remove the top cover, there is some gold in that. So I actually just put these into a bin with my CPUs. There is a little bit of gold. So some people will take the gold, they'll refine it. Some people will send their gold online, the circuit boards that have gold in them, and they'll be paid by weight. I'm holding on to it now. Hopefully one day I can actually refine it myself. Okay, there is also a crystal oscillator that has silver, and all I'm gonna do, it's right there, it's easy to identify. I'm just gonna take a pair of pliers, pinch it off. There it is. I hold on to these as well. Again, there's a little bit of silver in these. I put them into a bin. And again, the reason I do that is because I'm not going to make much for my circuit boards. I'm going to get more money in the long run with this electronic. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that circuit board. But there are, as you can see, connectors right here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these out. I'm going to turn this one for the camera. And actually, it goes all the way to the gold circuit board. And what's interesting about these, I'm going to turn it for you. I'm going to show you the top teeth. Those are a gold color because that is gold. Okay, so what I actually do is I will cut this off. I will put this top strip, and there's two of them. It comes together. They are gold plated. So you can kind of see those. So there's gold there. The rest of this actually has a little bit of gold going through it too. I will separate this because it's obviously more clear gold. And I will put this into a container. The rest of this I will put away into a bucket. And we'll see what happens. So there's two of them. Here's another one. This connects to the circuit board. Okay, so there's two of those. Lastly, the mother load, what I'm trying to look at is these circuit boards here. And these circuit boards, I'm just going to move this speaker, has with it right here, there is ribbon. And all I'm going to do to loosen that, there's two bolts that I have to take off. So I'm going to unscrew those. Okay, there's two. One on that side, one on that side. Take those out. Okay, and what I'm going to do is it's not out yet because the ribbon is still attached. Okay, I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to go down the tape and cut it as far down as I can. Because the tape actually, or these little wings, actually also contain gold in them, okay? So some people will actually not leave the ribbons on. And if you're trying to refine your gold, every bit counts, okay? They're not heavy, so you're not gonna get weight for them. But these little flaps do have a little bit of gold. But as you can see, all of the gold that runs down this, okay, and you have some gold at the top as well, right here, all right? And also inside the prongs here, the connectors, there will be gold as well. So what I actually do is I will gather these up, I will put them away for now, and perhaps when down the road, when I have a little bit of more experience or expertise, I will refine them myself. But as I said, there are three options. You could bring this in as higher value circuit board. You could sell these to an online place that will take precious metals from circuit boards and they will pay you per weight. Or, as some people have done, is you can refine these yourself. I've had a couple people that have said it's easy to take that off using high concentrated vinegar with salt. It will dissolve that stuff, and then you have to further process it. So I will eventually start processing them, but for now, I am just collecting them, holding them, okay? And as I said, the nice thing too is I do have other parts. There is a metal backing here, so if I put a magnet to this back, okay, it is magnetic, so there is a lot of stuff here. But for me, because of the plastic, I want to divert this from the landfill. I don't want to have the plastic go in the garbage. So once I take the garbage, the gold off there, I'm going to put the back on, and I will bring this in to the scrapyard to get further taken apart and salvaged away from, you know, the landfill. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Again, shout out Graham. Sorry, buddy, that happened to you. Again, stay well, happy scrapping. Tin Man out.